And welcome to the Geeks Listen to Podcast. This is a show where I talk about shows, movies, video games, news, and cool stuff we see during the week. I'm your Santa host, Eric Prazis. Hope you all had a good and beautiful, loving Christmas. Remedy, oh remedy. I really like the remedy. That's my favorite Christmas song. Yeah, hope y'all were safe. Hope y'all had a good time. Hopefully you got all the presents. Yeah, that's what I hope for y'all. All right, let's get into all this shenanigans, man. Shit be going on. Not really. It's kind of a slow week, obviously, because of remedy. But still, this is next year. You know, it's coming. The new year is coming. It's just around the corner. One of my resolutions is not to talk about Cyberpunk anymore until it gets fixed. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna talk. This is the last time I'm gonna talk about Cyberpunk because I'm done with you. All right, this Cyberpunk is like that relationship that you keep giving them a chance and they keep fucking you over, and it's like, oh, like that alcoholic friend, and you're like, okay, no more, dog, and then it's like, all right, and then you find out that they fucked up. It's like, oh. So apparently, Cyberpunk can break if your save file is too big. So Cyberpunk 2077 players should be aware that if their save file is bigger than 8 megabytes, they may become permanently corrupt and will not be recoverable. The issue can occur when a player has too many items and crafting materials in their inventory. That would have been me because I like to pick up all the crap that's on the floor. I don't know if I'm going to use it for. I'm a hoarder in games. I like to grab every single thing. This is yet another little wrinkle in the massive mess that has become Cyberpunk 2077. Despite even all that, Cyberpunk sold over 13 million copies, even with the refunds factored in. CD Projekt Red confirmed over 13 million copies as of December 20th. That is a lot of copies still. I wonder how many people, I don't know if the numbers are out for that. How many people refunded? How many people got their money backs? I'm curious to see what the number would have been if this game would have been decent for us little poor last gen players. And the final piece of news in the Cyberpunk mess, it has a class action lawsuit filed against CD Projekt Red over Cyberpunk. So the lawsuit states that CD Projekt Red, the publisher, again, hold on, tiempo, eggnog. CD Projekt Red investors claim that CD Projekt Red made false and or misleading statements about Cyberpunk's performance. If they kept that a secret to investors, that's telling me that they knew this game wasn't ready. They knew this game wasn't ready to come out. But there's all those rumors that the investors were pushing and wanting them to put this game out. It's been a debacle. It's been a gigantic mess. Hopefully, video game developers take this as a teaching for them, a lesson to, one, don't show anything of whatever you're working on unless you know it's working, unless you know it's going through. I don't understand that. Why did they even show that very first trailer in 2012, 2013, whenever it was? It looked dope. It pumped us up. But then you have nothing for so many years. What was the purpose of that original video? Is that for investors so people invest in their stock? I don't understand how that works. You know, they should adopt the Beyonce method of just drop it. Don't say shit, you know. I remember this newest Paper Mario this past year. They dropped the trailer and everybody was like, oh shit, cool. And then it was like, all right, coming next month. I don't understand what's the problem with that. Why can't we do that? Why do you have to show me something? In most cases, nothing. Just a title of something that you're working on that you don't know how it's going to turn out. What's the purpose? To get me stoked 3 years before it comes out? It's hard to maintain someone's hype level for something for so long. And it's almost impossible to fulfill that hype after that long ass wait. I hope developers and publishers take a page out of even Nintendo. This is the last one that Nintendo did for this last Paper Mario. And don't show shit if you're not within the 12 month. If it's not going to come out within 12 months, I don't want to see shit. I don't want to see shit. Because who's that even for? You know? Bubbles and I and Felix and everybody who watches this channel, we got to understand we're different type of gamers come now, you know? There's casuals, there's hardcore. We kind of lean into the hardcore where we follow the news, obviously. We talk about the newest trailers and coming out. But people who just live their lives, not consumed by this shit, don't necessarily care about the Monster Hunter trailer that just came out, unless you're a fan of it. Even if they do play Monster Hunter, they won't even touch it until they're in the store and they look at the artwork, and that may, you know, there's so many factors that goes in for people to make sales that maybe, like, what percentage of the 13 million people that bought Cyberpunk bought it without really knowing a whole lot of it? You know what I'm trying to say? Out of those 13, like, what was the initial number of people that got hyped over that Cyberpunk trailer? And what percentage actually turned into copies sold? Because a lot of those people are like, I was casual, I guess, who weren't following the news, who probably don't even know who Cyberpunk is, who bought it just because Keanu Reeves is fucking in it. So what's the actual purpose of you showing me something 3 years before? And in most cases, nothing. Like this past, what was it? The Video Game Awards. They showed the title screen for Mass Effect. Bubbles and I and Anton and other people who like Mass Effect, who actually follow this shit, were stoked. But I would call Anton, my brother, a level up than casual, and he's still confused as to what the fuck that even is. I was just talking to him a couple of days. He's like, is that a remake or is that a new one? What is it? He didn't understand. So what was the purpose of you guys showing the title screen for Mass Effect 2024? So what? Okay, what the fuck am I going to do with that? But I don't understand that. Imagine Mass Effect March. A la virga, dog. In March I can play Mass Effect. I don't have to wait for shit. Nice. That might be an investor play. That's what I'm thinking. Like, to keep investors happy. What the hell you been working on? If I were to invest money on something, I'd be like, hey, where's my money going? What's going on? It's a debacle. I just hope that people understand and learn from other people's mistakes. Video game industry is crazy, man. Because there's different schedules. There's different ways shit comes out. Like every year we know there's going to be a Call of Duty game. We know there's going to be a new Madden game. We know there's going to be a new sports game. But I wonder if CG Project Red, who puts out these giant games, have a schedule like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was CG Project Red's last game before this? Was it The Witcher? I have to look it up, but I think it was. You have time to develop, and like, it's crazy. You sell 13 million copies, but you wait 7 years to put it out. In the meantime, you're putting out all these different versions of The Witcher, and I guess you're making money that way. But EA puts out a new sports game every year. How many copies do they sell? I'm pretty sure it's more than 13 million. Every year there's a new Call of Duty. I'm pretty sure they sell more than 13 million. It's a tricky industry, man. But this year, it is bigger than movies and sports combined. 2020 video game revenue is expected to hit $179.7 billion globally. Theoretically, more than the movies and sports are projected to make combined, with the lowered profits due to the corona pandemic, obviously. The video game industry has been booming. It has been coming up and 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 up. Every year, the revenue increases and gets bigger and more and more and more and more and more. Especially this year, where you're locked inside and you can only watch so many seasons and so many movies. Like, I'm pretty sure people who weren't really gamers started to game this year. And I think games like Animal Crossing were the first ones. Not the first one, but those are the games that are like a perfect bridge to take a peek into this crazy world that is the game industry. Because there's so many games, man. There's so many games. I really wish I was like an MMO player or somebody who just didn't give a fuck about all the games in just one game. I give a fuck about all the games, dog. I want to play all the games. I'm going to talk about Trailer Talk, this crazy game that's coming out, which I want to play. But the premise is so crazy. I would never think that this game would exist. I'll get into it a little bit. But the game industry is so vast. There's games. You can find a game. You're going to find a game. You're going to find a game. There's something out there for everybody. But me, who wants to play everything, fuck, man. I feel like Santa Claus trying to deliver all that shit. It's crazy. Makes sense. Video game industry is bigger than movies and sports combined. Obviously, movies took a hit. Obviously. This whole year, movies-wise, was like a pause. Things that came out still came out. And I don't know if it affected... I'm going to talk about in a couple movies that I watched on What You Doing later this week. Go check that out. Give some love. But I don't know if the fact that I watched it in my living room, like a big movie like Wonder Woman or Soul, I don't know if that affected my viewing experience. This year is a good trial to see if even going to the movies is worth it anymore. I'm pretty sure in most cases it is. Like Tenet, probably my experience for Wonder Woman would have been better. I do have thoughts on that, but like I said, I'll give it on the What You Doings. But video game industry, you don't even need all that. And there's games that diminish the graphics, 8-bit graphics, so it doesn't even matter if you have a giant TV or not. Which I do, didn't I? I do. Makes sense. And I think it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Because like I said, I've said this before, with video games, you possess the story, kind of. It feels yours. It's more personal. You control it. And there are games that give different stories depending on what you do. And movies is more contained. But I wonder if it's fluid like that. Could you take a movie and turn it into a video game very easily? And I'm not talking about like those movie games that come out at the same time with like if you actually take time to make a movie into a game, the same way we take books like The Witcher and invest time and invest resources and do a good job, can you just literally do any story through video games? I think you can. That's what makes it so dope. And you can see the flip side of it, of having a movie like a video game. So like Hardcore Henry. Hardcore Henry is a movie totally filmed in first person. It takes you a second to adjust to it, but it's all in first person. The guy is running around and trying to save his girlfriend and shooting, and it fucking feels like a video game. I think movies and video games kind of go hand in hand a little bit. It used to be books too, but now we're just stealing shit from books to turn it into a video game or a movie because we don't write new shit. That's just how it works nowadays, man. I almost feel like I could be a writer, man. I just stupido, so I don't know how to write shit. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like anybody could just come up with a dope story. Because have we gotten to the point where every story has ever been done ever? I don't know, man. It's pretty crazy. That's cool. I like the video game industry in my favor. You know something else y'all think is my favorite? Is this dream casting of Giancarlo Esposito, a.k.a. Gus Fringe, a.k.a. bad guy from Mandalorian. There's a big push for him to play Doctor Doom in a new Fantastic Four movie. I buy it. I like it. There's this Boss Logic image that he made. I buy it. I dig it. I'm not too crazy about the style that they went for. Whatever. He's got half his face and it's turned into metal. Whatever the fuck. I'm not crazy about that. But I can see it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Bubbles and I talked about the Fantastic Four movie and the casting. If it's John Krasinski and Emily Blunt, I'm down. He not down. But Giancarlo Esposito's Doom, that has to happen. No matter what the other cast is, I like it. And he's down. He brings some kind of menacing tone and vibe to every character that he possesses, man. And this is really tough to do. They're not all the same. You know what I'm saying? There's a little bit to it, I guess. There is a little similarities. But he just set the tone with Gus Fring from Breaking Bad. He was fantastic in that. You hated him, and you're like, you motherfucker. And then he could switch on a dime and become a fucking El Pollos Hermanos general manager, and he's talking about chicken and shit. You're like, what the fuck? You just killed somebody in the back. What the fuck is wrong with you? You crazy motherfucker, dog. Then he calls his uncle with the bell. Ding, 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 ding. And blow it out and everything. And oh, man, that fucking show is great. I'm down. I like Giancarlo Esposito as a bad guy. I'm curious if I could see something with him as a good guy. But he just got that Willem Dafoe syndrome, man. It never going to happen. So I should have used this at transition, and my stupid old face didn't read this on my stupid old, I should have transitioned. But I was talking about that I saw Wonder Woman Dose. We'll be talking about that on the What You Doing. But Wonder Woman 3 has been confirmed by Patty Jenkins, and obviously my wife is set to return as Wonder Woman. Warner Brothers has officially confirmed that Wonder Woman 3 is in development with director Patty Jenkins and star Gal Gadot Perez set to return. Nice. Nice. I guess. I have thoughts on it. I don't want to give my review on it, but I'm just going to say Wonder Woman 2 wasn't as good as Wonder Woman Dose for me. But I'll get into the details on What You're Doing. But makes sense. Wonder Woman 3. Obviously. Well, not obviously. I wonder what was the return. I wonder how much money they made, because your boy watched it on HBO Max, which she gave me a code for. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, babe, I'm going to go to grandma's. And he's like, oh, okay, here, take a code so you guys can watch it. And I was like, all right, cool. So I watched. I didn't pay nothing here. So I wonder what the return was financially, monetary wise. Because you could just keep making as many Wonder Womans as you want. This story is so self-contained that there's no consequences to the greater story that is trying to be told as a whole in the the DC universe. It's so contained, it doesn't matter. You kind of need to watch the first one a little bit. But even if you don't, you can pick up the pieces. So it could be a one-off. It doesn't feel like it's gelled into a greater universe, which is what Marvel does so great. You know, you might see something. It's like, oh, okay. Like in Wonder Woman 2, there are like throws and cameos that get mentions of a greater universe, but it just doesn't feel like there's been many consequence in the second one or whatever. I'm already trying not to get into the review, but Wonder Woman 3 makes sense. I wonder if it was gonna happen no matter what, or it was like, fuck, we missed out on all this theater money, and then HBO fucked us even more with the HBO Max shit. I wonder, woman, if that had a giant impact. It's like, all right, let's try to make most of our money with Wonder Woman 3. I'm curious of what all these movies went through to come out this year, man. It's been a mess. It's been a gigantic cochinero. All right, let's get into trailer talk. We're going to run through this. I'm trying not to post a 2-hour podcast talking by myself, but Santa AY is here to... Where's my shit? Okay, here it is. Hopefully entertain y'all, bro. All right, let's get into trailer talk. I'm mumbling too much. The first was like a little snippet of the release release date on Cobra Kai season 3. It was originally set to come out January 8th. The trailer shows Johnny just being like, 8th is too long, and then he erases 8 and he types in 1. Boom, January 1st, which is next Friday already. I'm stoked. I like this. It's like I've told Bubbles, there's so much cheese in this show, but somehow it doesn't. It fits because it's 80s and it fits with the Karate Kid vibe, I guess, a little bit. The cheese is like turned up a lot. There's some cheese. There's cheese. It's nachos, bro. It's nachos. Cobra Kai is nachos. There's a bunch of cheese, but there's also jalapenos in there. And then some. There's even some shit that don't go, like broccoli. You're like, what the fuck? But then you eat it and you're like, what the fuck? It actually tastes not that bad. And nachos and broccoli is not that bad, yo. It's not that bad. But I'm excited. When I first saw this show was being made or announced when it was a YouTube original, I had no intentions of watching. Even when season 2 came out, I had no intentions of watching. But beautiful people out there told me, watch it, dog, watch it. And there was enough people who watched it and said it was good. I was like, all right, I popped in and I was like, I was pleasantly surprised. It was funny. It's good. I like how all these roles are reversed. I've said this in the review of what you're doing in season 2. They are in season 2. It turns into a little kind of like YA fucking drama bullshit school. And okay, I want to get out of there. This. I don't give a shit who's sleeping with who. I don't give a fuck. Just fight, dog. Let's go. I like it. I approve. Coming January 1st. I could have waited. I didn't think I could have waited. But now that it's coming closer and closer and closer, I like it. I could have waited January 8th. January 1st is even better. Fantastic. Great. Next this is the game I was talking to y'all about. That there's literally games about anything and everything. And I thought this was never going to happen, but it's happening. So this is a Steam game coming some time next year. Well, next year is in 5 days, but whatever. Coming in sometime in 2020 for Steam, and it's called I Am Jesus Christ. That's literally the post. Like, it's him like, I am Jesus Christ, Doc. You play as Jesus. I almost said fucking Jesus. You play as Jesus. You Jesus. You Jesus. You're going through Psalms of the Bible. And it says which one it is, like John 1:1 and then Matthew 2:14 and John 3:16. Oh, hell yeah. It's crazy. See, when I was in Catholic school, Catholicismo or whatever, if the teacher was like, yo, you want to play as Jesus? And then you just have to beat the game and I'll be like, hell yeah. Hell yeah, I want to be Jesus. Walking on water? Hell yeah. But instead, the guy's reading the Bible and it's like, okay, I don't understand all these words, man. It's too big. And then my Bible was like, oh, and you have to be careful and not rip a page. And it was like this big, this thick, and then this big. Like, oh, come on, Bible. This is the only way I could physically understand the Bible, if it's through video games. Now, am I going to go out my way and play it? Probably not. Probably not. But is my curiosity there to want to play it? A little bit. It's first person. So you walk around performing miracles, helping people. It's like a first person open world. There was like a compass on the top, kind of Assassin's Creed-ish with the thing, and there was like hands to go pray. Hey man, that's hilarious. Is it meant to be hilarious though? You think Jesus would be down to sell I Am Jesus Christ video games? You think he'd be pissed? Or they'd be like, hell yeah, finally, man. You think Jesus was a big gamer? Do y'all believe in Jesus? Let's get into existential right now. Let's get religious, dog. I don't want it. Never mind. I Am Jesus Christ on Steam. Looks hilarious. Looks great. Walking around, there's people like on the floor, and you walk in and help him, bring him water and shit. He's walking on water at one point. That's dope. I am Jesus Christ. Dope. Next is a Denzel Washington. All right. Okay. There's two different alrights. There's the Denzel Washington, alright. Okay. And then there's the McConaughey. Alright. Lincoln. Driving. McConaughey is the iconic one, obviously. But Denzel one's not bad. Alright. Okay. Playing ball in Pelican Bay. Alright, chill. It's called The Little Things. He seems to be like a retired cop or something. Some kind of sheriff, something in law enforcement, but the uniform he's wearing doesn't seem like he's that high up in the rankings. And then he's like teaming up with a detective who's being played by Rami Malek, who's kind of talking like John Malkovich to whom I just noticed that. Has he always sounded like that? Like he's got like an underbite and he's like raspy kind of and slurring his words a little. I don't really notice if he always talk like that. Like you can barely understand. Like John Malkovich, I can't really understand what he's saying half the time. So I don't know if he's trying to pull off a John Malkovich or he always sound like that. I'm not sure. Hey, where the fuck did the 007 movie? Wasn't that supposed to come out in Grimmadry? What happened? Did I get pushed back and I didn't know? Anyway, where the fuck is the 007, dog? Anyway, so Denzel, security guard / whatever, is teaming up with Rami Malek to find this guy who's killing people, murdering girls, and the murderer is being played by Jared Leto. He's got long ass hair, and he looks like he's got prosthetics in his face, and he's kind of made to look darker. He looked darker than what I thought Jared Leto looked like. I'm curious about this movie. I like that it's a detective movie, figuring out who the murderer is. I'm thinking it's Rami Malek, but whatever, because he's kind of teetering in between Willem Dafoe vibes or not with syndrome. He can play a good bad guy, but he can also play a good guy. I like Rami Malek. He cool. He's weird. He's a weirdo. But he interesting. He freaky, dog. He's a little freaky. The Little Things. I like it. Denzel isn't going like full old bastard with like he's not really fighting or shooting a lot. He's more like investigating. And there's a little, all right, I can fuck you up if you mess with me, but I believe it from Denzel. I don't know if I believe him from Arnold anymore. He's too old. I wonder how old Denzel is. He's probably not that old. I could still buy it. All right. The next one is Netflix, brought to you by Netflix. Boom. It's called Death to 2020. Fuck yeah, we need this. This is a mockumentary by the creators of Black Mirror. I almost said Black Panther. Black Mirror. Black Mirror is my shit. My favorite. I like it. Woo! I'm kind of pissed where you at this year. I'll take this. I'll take anything that you guys throw at me. I would have liked like a Black Mirror movie, Black Mirror episode, so it's fine. But I'll take this as one of those. I'm fine. Like where you got them episodes, dog? Like I'm a little itchy back, but I'm fine. I'll take this. Death to 2020. It's a mockumentary, and they're interviewing. Well, I'm not sure if it's a mockumentary, if they're playing themselves or if they have a different role, because the very first interview that they're making in this mockumentary is they're interviewing Samuel L. Jackson, and it says Samuel L. Jackson, but I don't know if he's playing Samuel L. Jackson, because then we got Lisa Kudrow, aka Phoebe from Friends, best sitcom of all time. I don't know. Okay, it's Seinfeld now. Whatever. I don't know. She's playing like a politician. So that kind of messed me up. And then we got the guy from Stranger Things, the older brother with the goofy hair. He seems to be like a YouTuber, streamer, maybe kind of influencer guy. And then who else we got in there? Hugh Grant. He's got like blonde hair and he's drinking, but I don't know if he's being Hugh Grant or somebody else. That's the only thing that confused me, because it is a mockumentary. Leslie Jones is also in there. She's saying like, "Oh, this shit crazy, dog." Off the top of the dome, who else was in there? I think that was it. If I'm forgetting anybody, I'm sorry. But I'm down. It's a comedy documentary. I think it said series. So it might be more than one episode. Unless I'm getting confused with the next one. I'm down. Anything that Black Mirror does, it's amazing. I like it. I would like to have the brain, maybe not because it's kind of sick, to like try to come up with a Black Mirror episode to fuck people over. Like when you collectively mind blown the world with one of your projects, that is crazy. I would want to do that. Fuck, wait, what? She killed a baby and there's no reason to kill a baby, and then she killed a fucking hamster? What the fuck? Yeah, dog. She killed a baby. What the fuck? He inside a teddy bear and she's trying to fuck a teddy bear. What the fuck is going on? That's Black Mirror, son. I like it. I like it. I also like this next one because I am a grosero. You know what I'm saying? I say bad words all the time because I'm stupido and I don't know how to speak, so I say bad words. So this is also from Netflix and it's hosted by Nicolas motherfucking Cage, dog, and it's called History of Swear Words. They go down the line explaining where words come from. I remember knowing about fuck in school. They taught me that one. I forget what the acronym was. It's fornicating under consent of the king or something like that. Like you would be labeled that in your house. You're like, okay, the king approves of you guys fornicating. And so it's like, all right, go ahead and fuck. And they just going. But it touches upon shit that I've also thought about. Like, who said that these are bad words, man? Why is cunt so bad here on this side of the globe? But in fucking Australia, they're like, hey, well, good morning, I can't. Is this what don't matter? We put values to words. There are words that are big no-nos across the world. There are also words that, kind of no-no, kind of yeah, no-no. No, yeah, kind of, más o menos, maybe, not really. Like can't. Even in the region, like in Mexico, puto could be terrible in one way. Like we say it all the time up here. But I feel like more down south in the middle is like, oh shit, it's terrible. It's funny. I'm curious. And it has like a Vox feel to it, the way they produce things. And I forget what was the other one. There's something about sex that Bubbles and I were watching, that they were like explaining sex and why this and why that. And none of that shit information sticks in my mind. Because I was stupido. Hello, how you doing? So it's just Jason giggles. Sarah Silverman was in it. D. Ray Davis was in it. Nikki Glaser was in it, and they were doing the trailer shows this experiment that they were doing where they were dipping their hand into cold water, and you can't curse, and they would last longer if they could curse while being in the water. So there is a psychological effect when you say fuck. Like there's nothing that feels so nice, bro. There's nothing as nice as to go fuck when you like mess up. It's the greatest. It just feels it's therapeutic, you know. Fucking Chargers fumble, fuck. You know what I'm saying? When you get hit by a car, fuck. Anything can come up, it's great. Just to go fuck. You got the wrong size of your Christmas shirt. Fuck. It's great. It's great. Bad words are great. But as a society is like, no, we can't say it here. We can't say it. Why not? Why not? We're the society, dog. We put the rules. Anyway, I'm down. This one's a series. Hopefully they go. The way I'm thinking that they're going to do it, maybe like word by word. Because they also said like, oh, I call my dog a bitch. But then if I call you a bitch, it's so terrible. But also it depends on the person. I call Bubbles a bitch all the time. It's like, what's up, bitch? What's good, bitch? It's a funny way. I'm down. History of swear words. Great. This last trailer of this week, and it's going to shift me and push me over to my final topic of the week, and I'm talking about coming to America, babe. We knew this was coming for a while now. We knew it was coming to Amazon Prime. And we got a trailer for it. And it shows Mufasa doing voiceover. It's fucking Mufasa. It's either Mufasa or Darth Vader. Pick one. But because this takes place in Africa vibes, it gave me Mufasa vibes. Big fat pussy Mufasa. And he was like, son, I'm going to die, son. So you got to fix your shit. That's my Mufasa. I'm finna die, fool. So you better fix your shit, dog. And Eddie Murphy's like, oh shit. And what do you do when you remake a classic from the 80s, 90s, or before? You do one of a handful of things, right? You flip it. If they had success in the first movie and you make them not have success and be whack and trying to figure out what's going on, you have them being stuck in the area where the movie came out. What else? I didn't write these down, so I'm trying to do these off the top of the dome. If there's a bad guy or something, he comes back, and you basically do the same movie all over again. And the number one thing that you do when you reboot a movie, a remake, a reboot, a second one, so many years later, is that you introduce Chirin. Chirin, he got kids. And in Coming to America Does, he got kids. So he got to go back to Philly because he needs an heir to his throne before his daddy die. So he become king, and then somebody else can take over, and then so on and so forth. So you implement a child, a Chirin. But Eddie Murphy's so old that I don't think it's a Chirin. I don't know who's going to play his son. But the cast looks pretty strong. Wesley Snipes is in there. We got Arsenio Hall again, who I don't personally like Arsenio Hall. I don't care. I don't care for him. Eddie Murphy, he the goat. He the goatest. He the goat. Arsenio Hall, who the fuck are you, Doug? I don't really care for him. And then in his show, he was like, he just gave me whack vibes. No, stay away from that guy. I don't. No. And it shows. He acts so fake. I can just smell the fakeness off of him. And it shows. He's like, and then he would like give like a backhanded compliment, like kind of like saying, "Oh yeah, you know who I am though." Like, fuck you, dog. All right, sit on it and twirl. I don't like you, but I don't like you. Anyway, he's in here playing a handful of characters like they did in the first one, rehashing some of the same people. Like he goes back and sees the people from the barbershop and people who were performing. Now they're all old. Obviously, Eddie Murphy playing different characters, which he's probably the best at. It's between him and Mike Myers of playing multiple characters. Because he was from my era, I would go Mike Myers. Because of Fat Bastard and Dr. Evil and Austin Powers, just everything he did in that. Even in other movies down the line that he did. Even though they weren't that great. He's played multiple characters. But I have to give credit where credit's due. Eddie Murphy's probably the GOAT with that. Now the Professor, obviously. You know I'm saying? Even Norbit, which whatever with Norbit. Even though they all sound like Eddie Murphy, and it's just like old Eddie Murphy, like Eddie Murphy sounds like Eddie Murphy no matter what he does. You know, I was watching this special, I forget what special where he does, it could have been Raw, when he was doing Bill Cosby. It still sounds like Eddie Murphy doing Bill Cosby. But he the GOAT. Arsenio Hall can suck it. But I'm not wet for this movie because this movie came before my time. But I'll check it out, obviously. I'm going to check it out. What I was going to segue to is whether or not this is a Christmas movie. All right, bringing it back to Remedy. What constitutes, what defines, what makes a Christmas movie? This movie, Coming to America, Coming to America. Also, like, come on, man. Like, Coming to America is going to start so many discussions. It's like, which one are you talking about? The first one or the second one? Oh, Coming to America. Or Coming to America. Coming to America was on last 2 days ago or whatever. On Christmas Day. All day. It was literally Coming to America marathon. Is that a Christmas movie? Is Coming to America a Christmas movie? It takes place in Philly. It's snowing all the time. What makes a Christmas movie a Christmas movie? Does it have to touch upon the theme of Christmas? Does it have to be released during Christmas? Does it have to have Christmas music? Does it have to mention Christmas? What the hell makes a Christmas movie? Or is it just a movie that you like to enjoy watching during Christmas? Which a lot of movies that they play during Christmas have nothing to do with Christmas. Is Casino a Christmas movie? That shit's on all the time. Is Goodfellas a Christmas movie? Every Christmas it's on. Obviously, you got your elves and you got your Rudolphs and you got your Frosties. All that shit is Christmas themed. But I feel like not so long ago, as a society again, we were like, the discussion probably in the last 10 or 20 years maybe, it was like, Die Hard a Christmas movie, huh? Like that was like a legit discussion people we were having. And it is. It centers around Christmas time. There's Christmas music in it. Now, is that the best Christmas movie? I don't know. Maybe. Is that just the best movie that has some kind of Christmas hint to it? I don't know. Personally, I don't know. It depends. If you enjoy those movies during Christmas, does that just define it a Christmas movie? Because Felix said this and he even posted on his Instagram. He watched Lord of the Rings. Is Lord of the Rings a Christmas movie? You know what else was on the whole day of Christmas? Harry fucking Potter. All of them. All the airports. All of them. From mocosos to when they become smoking hot. All of them were on. Just straight. There's Christmas stuff in that one. They give each other presents in the very first movie. There's always snow. Because it's a year-long thing. Does that make it a Christmas movie? Is Harry Potter a Christmas movie? I don't know. Is Coming to America a Christmas movie? Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Is Lord of the Rings a Christmas movie? Is anything a Christmas movie? Or does it have to have elves? Does it have to have Santa Claus? Does it have to have a Frosty? I guess for me, I think I lean towards the Christmas themed. You know? Has to center around Christmas. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Barely. Because they recognize Christmas. She's trying to land. They're trying to get together for Christmas. And bullshit happens. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Harry Potter's not a Christmas movie for me. Not Christmas movie. Because it also has witches and other themes that could be applied to Halloween. Now, do you want it to categorize it in the Halloween and Christmas movies? There's only a couple. Nightmare Before Christmas and all the Harry Potters. That's weird how they group those two together and they go fuck you to Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving dope, man. Turkey. Gobble gobble, motherfucker. Yeah. Does it have to have Christmas related things to be Christmas? Or can a movie just be dope? Like Wonder Woman 2. Is that a Christmas movie? Is Soul? Is that a Christmas movie? I don't think so. I thought I heard that Scarface also came out during Christmas. Is that a fucking Christmas movie? Godfather. They're always playing that during Christmas. It's funny how watching movies became, in a lot of households, Christmas tradition. We don't really do that. We watch football and sports. Yeah. And then the Vikings lose. But the Saints won. Woo. So I was like, whatever. They played each other. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So I lost my train of thought because I went, fuck. Okay, see what? Oh, yeah. Watching movies during Christmas. We don't really do that. But a lot of people do. And I have people in my family who go to the theater. That was one of their traditions, is to spend the whole day at the theater and watch movies. That's kind of wild to me. Because I want to stay home, do nothing, open presents, eat food literally all day, and then watch Braun, Le Brigadier James. And now football has become a tradition now to have football on Christmas, which is nice. Watching, I would figure theaters would be closed, but no, a lot of people go to the theater on Christmas. We couldn't this year. I wonder how many people actually. I wonder what Wonder Woman did again at the box office this week. Fucking crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna get the fuck up on out of here. Get ready for New Year's. I'm sorry that I've been doing these by myself. I gave Bubbles vacation, paid leave. I send him off to Hawaii. That's what you get when you work here, bro. I couldn't do that to Felix because he got corona. So it's like, oh, te la pelaste, bro. You have to spend your vacation in quarantine. It's not my fault, dog. You got corona, dog. But yeah, Bubbles over here flying. He went. I sent him his ass to Tokyo and waiting for, Super Mario World. Because that's how we do. Because I'm the boss. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. I'm Santa Ewa. You know what I'm saying? It was good. Hopefully Bubbles is back in the building next week. We argue and call each other cunts and shit and talk about dick sizes and all that good shit. But yeah, leave a comment down below what you guys think constitutes and makes a Christmas movie, and what is your favorite Christmas movie. Are you guys stoked for Cobra Kai? You think that's dope? Would you play I Am Jesus Christ and Coming to America, yay or nay? All that good shit. Let me know what you got thinking. Let me know what you guys got for Christmas tree. Is money a good gift to receive, or that's kind of whack? I don't know. I like it. I like money. I like dice. Anyway, leave all the good shit, and y'all already know. Always and forever. You do you.